said, just a hot spot, nothing to worry about. An hour later, I was fleeing for my life.
Oakland, California, October 20th, 1991. The state has endured 5 years of drought and nature goes on a rampage. What starts as a small brush fire one day roars into a hellish inferno the next. 25 people die. Thousands are left homeless. The numbers are cold testament to the horror. But it's the people who survived the fire's fury who can tell you what happened. And the video shot that day will show you nature out of control.
It's on fire! We know. What the hell do you think we love for? Come on, buddy, get out of the way.
Get out of your house and evacuate immediately.
The fire is moving downhill, spilling over the ridges, top Claremont Canyon.
It was wild. It was like a war zone. You could hear house alarms were going off all over the place. Car alarms were going off.
Here we are at Berkeley Hills, 2 o'clock. We have a raging fire out of control. Everybody's been evacuated from the area.
I just thought I'd like to see what was going on. I jumped out of the car and instantly turned my camera on.
It's just incredible to think that everything here is gone.
It's kind of depressing knowing that you're watching everything that people have worked for, everything just go up in front of you. The wind was just unstoppable. It was like the fire was creating its own wind.
Holy Toledo!
It could jump behind you before you'd even know it.
Top Claremont Canyon and Rock Ridge, I'm watching clusters of homes and whole groves of trees just burst into flame.
Everybody in the flatlands and TV, they're all looking up at this one area where we're standing, and we're the only ones up there. Cats and dogs would just come up to you and just bark or meow at you like, you know, what's going on? What do I do?
Oh, poor guy. Don't worry, folks, you're coming with us.
I remember a deer running straight down the street at me, running from the fire, and then it saw me, and it was like it realized that it was going to be dealing with humans if it kept down its path. So it ran straight back up towards the fire again.
Little baby, too. Everybody out of your houses! Everybody out!
For a while there, me and Bill walked up and down the street, and we're just, you know, knocking on doors and yelling, trying to make sure everybody was safe.
Everybody out!
It was just wild to witness it right up close, firsthand.
Right there, look, right there.
You know, the whole idea that history is being made right in front of your eyes. I'll never forget it.
Whoever's in charge out of Port 2 there, tell them put the Hill Area disaster plan into effect. We need to get ready for mass evacuation.
We gotta go, right now.
Get in the car.
Can't take my husband.
Calm down. Calm down, calm down. Don't talk. Take your car and drive out that way.
I will.
Now.
You want to save everybody, you can.
Now.
And you can't throw them on the rig and tie them down. You can't take the time to argue with them. You just told them very sternly that it's time to leave.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, please.
It's their decision to stay, and we move on.
Okay, don't drive nuts. Calm. You see anybody, pick them up and take them with you. Now.
We're leaving right now. We're just getting the baby.
No, I mean like now. I don't want to hear just.
I'm getting the baby.
I figured with the way the fire was that we'd lose a lot of people. There was just too many ways to die.
Fire is totally out of control on several fronts with at least 100 acres burning, trees, brush, houses. The fire has jumped the freeway and is starting to go up the hill on the other side now.
With the kids in the car. Go back into the kitchen. Just get out.
I was barely dressed. I just had a pair of shorts on. Because I have multiple sclerosis and use a wheelchair, I can't walk through my neighborhood. I yelled to Catherine, who had just come into the house.
And what you said, I have no idea.
But
when
she looked backwards.
I turned to, hear him better and to look at him, and out the back window of the dining room was a wall of orange.
The color of the light is what gave me my first hint of panic. I felt like a horse smelling smoke, and wanting to get out of the stable.
You understand we don't care about things.
I can remember being very focused. I knew that if I had to put Matt on my back and hike out, I would do it.
We knew this was destiny. You know, you're in or you're out. And we wanted to be out in a big way. As we left, we could see
the house was on
the
fire.
house beginning to explode into flame. We got into the Jeep and peeled out of the driveway. It was like being on an amusement park ride. I felt like I was on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland. It was surreal. There were flames on every side. I remember having all of these sort of literary images flash through my mind. Viking funeral pyres, Joan of Arc on her pyre, and thinking burning is really a horrible way to go. My greatest loss as a writer was my library. All of my living thoughts, my notebooks, photographs.
Oh, beautiful
I can tell you that the smoke is so bad, it is blocking out the sunlight from where
We
I am
ended up
right
at this bar down on the waterfront, watching on big screen TV as my life and my neighbor's life went up in smoke. It was an extremely surreal experience.
Sitting in a bar watching things that have been a part of you.
We were having bacon cheeseburgers and Bloody Marys, cramming in everything we could. We wanted to be alive.
On fire. The trees are going up like matches.
Diesel 1, get everybody out of those buildings there. Evacuate those buildings.
The morning of the fire, we were getting ready to go to our best friend's wedding. I was a bridesmaid, and my boyfriend was supposed to be the best man. Our neighbors were knocking on the doors to get us out and telling us that the building was catching fire. So we grabbed our clothes for the wedding and our car keys and went outside. And when we got outside the building, the heat was so hot, it was almost burning you as you were running. It was so close to us. The next thing I knew, I was in my car and I was leaving. I got stuck coming out near the entrance of the complex. Within 10 minutes, they were just pulling people out of the cars because they couldn't drive out. There was no time.
Go up, leave your cars and walk. All right?
People were screaming as the embers were blowing across the pavement. Fire was just blowing everywhere. Whatever it landed on would catch fire. I just about lost my head. You don't imagine something like this happening to you, and you don't know how to react. All I could imagine was that we were going to miss the wedding.
My God, I've never seen anything like that!
When I got to the other side of Highway 24, I got out of my car and just watched from across the highway, and you couldn't even see the complex anymore. It was just smoke and flames. An hour and a half later, we were dressed and ready for the wedding. It was nice to be around people who cared about us, and it was all of our good friends and around family. Your whole life changes. It's not just losing your belongings. It's losing a sense of who you are.
ACBS's Bob Butler on his way to the fire in the Oakland Hills. We understand now that the fire is on both sides of the Caldecott Tunnel near the Marlboro Terrace area.
You have a ladder? Yeah. Get your ladder out now and put it up on the roof.
There are fires burning now on my street.
I thought there must be a really big grass fire, and my mother'd probably really like to see this, so I ran downstairs and got my camera and started shooting.
This is not good.
There was no way I was going to leave.
This ranks as the strangest moment of my life to date. This may be the last time we see this house. This beautiful home next door. Oh my God. I'm 4 houses down from mine.
I couldn't really grasp the notion that the whole neighborhood was going to burn.
My house. Kind of an eerie setting. That's a home. That's about 4 or 5 houses down from mine. And I suppose it, like many of the others, just started from a flaming ember.
I did not feel like I was in danger. Maybe it's because everything looks so unreal in a little viewfinder.
It's not the kind of thing you see every day on your street. Whoa. A series of very large explosions just came from this house. This is indeed the worst sign I've seen yet.
I had given up completely because the house across the street started on fire.
This is probably the beginning of the end for our house.
So I said, well, that's it, it's over.
I'm gonna grab whatever I could think of. I have no idea what to take and evacuate.
As I ran into the house, I was aware that the camera was running, and I looked at all my possessions, but I couldn't find anything that I really felt was worth taking.
Please don't burn. Oh, nice house.
The reason I went through the house was to document it.
I have no light. Good luck, Amy's fish.
And as I came down the stairs, of course, I passed the fish tank. It was the only living thing in the house. And I felt, well, darn it, these fish are going to die. So helpless, just a helpless feeling.
This is truly the worst feeling I've known, to stand, watch homes burn, helpless.
I couldn't really imagine that this fire would ever approach my neighborhood, but it did. The embers were blowing so far in the strong winds. The firefighters actually surprised me when they showed up close to 5 o'clock at night.
Just take the stairway all the way up.
After I had decided that our house was a goner for sure, a fire truck showed up and extinguished the flame.
They set up their equipment right in front of the house I live in, and from that moment on, I felt secure knowing that my house would not burn down.
I had gone to the command center at the Claremont Hotel, and I went up to an officer. And I said, do you know anything about Devon Way? And he looked at me right in my eyes, and he said, Devon Way is gone. And I started crying. I knew it was gone, but I had to hear it. I had to go on mentally. The only way to do that was to see that it was gone, in fact, with my own eyes.
Wow, nothing left. There's nothing left. Nothing at all.
It was hard for me to recognize an area that I had lived in for 28 years.
Oh, my God. Oh, God. This is my room over here.
That there was nothing. I couldn't even find a plate or a ring, anything.
Jeez. God almighty.
It had no mercy.
Johnny, Toby.
We had absolutely no time. We didn't get anything.
We left 3 cats behind. I'm just hoping they'd found some place to hide out. There's just absolutely nothing left.
This really puts life into perspective. You realize that your family and friends are really all you have, and that those are the people that are going to pick you up from this type of disaster.
Johnny, Muffy.
Images from the Oakland fire remind us that the camcorder is transforming the way we see the world. We don't just watch TV anymore. More and more of us have become amateur journalists with a passion to capture what's happening.